Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry, and today I'm going to be playing some more Urtuk, the Desolation, and hopefully this time it will actually record properly, because this game does not record well, and I'm going to have to go back and check the footage after I finish recording it before I can upload it to see if it's actually worth uploading. This game does not play well with recording software, basically. It has been... Now, yeah, I clicked through things here in a rush just so I'd have something to check when I come to it. So yeah, this is not my first attempt at recording the first episode of this series. In fact, it's not even my second attempt. Or third. Good grief. There's been a lot of difficulty recording this game. And once I got it all finally sorted and working, and actually capturing an image, a picture, I thought, great! So I went and recorded a massive episode that must have been like an hour and a quarter long, and then I uploaded it, and people in the comments section were like, hey, it's just a picture. Sounds fine, but no gameplay. And I went and checked, and I was like, oh my god, why? So I went and tweaked some more things, and it worked! Then the game updated, and suddenly I couldn't record it anymore. So I tweaked options, you know, turned things off, turned things on, twiddled knobs, all the fun stuff, and finally I got back to settings that would work again, which were exactly the same as they had been before the game updated. So literally, I had it working fine. The game updated. Suddenly it wouldn't work fine until I tweaked some options and then turned them back to the exact same values they were after it had updated. Oh. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's try and enjoy this, alright? So, Urtuk is a game with an angular, dark outlined art style in a gritty, low fantasy sort of wasteland desert. What is Urtuk? Urtuk is not the name of the desert. It is the name of this guy here. This bloke. Yeah. Now, because I'm probably going to remove the previous episode, or at least set it to hidden or something, or take it off the playlist, I'm going to do what I did the last 2 or 3 times, which is read through all this information to help, if not myself, at least those of you watching the videos, to gain a deeper appreciation of how the gameplay works. Also, this is a reminder for me, right? I might mess this up completely and forget half of this stuff. But here we go. So let's start with effects, and I'm going to work my way through, and hopefully you won't be all bored by repeating what you might have heard if you listened to the last video. And I say listened because there wasn't really anything to see, was there? Right, so yes, effects. One of the core mechanics in combat is effects triggered by specific actions. Counter-Strike is a retaliation attack, which is automatically executed when a character blocks or nullifies damage. This applies either with Aegis or shielding from an ally. If an enemy is flanked by your characters on opposing hexes, a successful attack will result in a backstab, which incurs critical damage, and critical damage is plus 50% damage apparently. If a character's hex is a different elevation than the attacker's, a damage bonus or penalty of 20% applies. Some effects can trigger additional behaviour or other effects. If a character is pushed or bashed into an allied unit, that ally will automatically retaliate with a free attack. Retaliation applies only against melee attackers, and only when the ally is not stunned. But retaliation can be applied by ranged attackers. This is something we'll hopefully see as we play this game together. And hopefully we do get to play it and there aren't any more technical hiccups for a while at least. If a character is engaged and moves away from an engaging enemy, that enemy will automatically get a free attack, an attack of opportunity. Now in my experience, this not every enemy is an engaging enemy. a lot of times you can just walk right away from them completely safely with no retaliation at all whatsoever. And I think I've seen an ability... Sorry. I think I've seen an ability which makes someone count as an engaging enemy, but I'm not entirely certain. Any hit against slowed or stunned characters will incur critical damage. Additionally, if a character receives a critical hit, other negative effects may be applied to him based on the attacker's traits. Every ability use costs stamina. Stamina is refreshed every turn, but if you strike many times in a single turn, it's possible to drain all your stamina. This will result in an out of breath status, and the unit won't... It's not a unit. We covered this in the last video. The character won't be able to execute any abilities, attack, shield an ally, range support, or so on, until the following turn. Some items, like helmets and shields, have the armor protection attribute. Characters protected in this way mitigate incoming attack damage, receiving only half damage and negating negative status effects. After each attack, armor protection is reduced by armor damage, an amount concurrent with the attacking weapon's armor shatter attribute. Once armor protection is reduced to 0, it has been broken and negative status effects will be applied. A broken armor won't regenerate, which implies that a non-broken armor may regenerate. Every piece of armor has a protection value, and when less than 50% is left, it will slowly flicker red. I'm not sure I've seen that yet. Maybe that's yet to be implemented. When at 0, for example, the armor is broken, the flickering is doubled. Again, I haven't determined if it's flickering on the character or on the mouse over information, if it's like body parts of a character, like his shield will flicker or his helmet. I'm not sure. Sorry, it's very late at night and I'm yawning. The armor's protection regenerates at 25% per turn. Terrain sometimes contains hazardous elements, like spikes, mud, or hostile neutral entities. If a character is pushed or thrown from an elevated hex to a much lower ground, he receives height damage, and can even get a leg injury, resulting in the immobilized status. If a character is pushed against a solid object, like rock, he will incur the stunned status. Pay attention to these conditions on the battlefield, they can give you a serious advantage. I love here the fact that spikes are doing a percentage of maximum health. As I mentioned in the previous video, which some of you may have seen, one of the things I loved about an old game called Severance, Blade of Darkness, is that falling damage was a percentage of maximum health, based upon the distance fallen. So it didn't matter how tough you were, gravity had the same effect on you either way. Now let's take a look at focus. The focus bar is only visible when it begins to fill. It's not always visible. Focus abilities appear in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, separate from the character's normal skills, which are in the middle center area. Besides the normal class abilities, there is also a special set of focus abilities. These are available only if the character's focus bar is at 100%. Focus abilities are very powerful and can dramatically change the outcome of a battle. Each class has its own specific focus ability. The focus bar fills when dealing or taking damage. When the bar is at 100%, the ability is added to the global focus abilities pool. Any of these abilities can be used globally during your turn. A maximum of 5 focus abilities can be held in the pool. If a new ability is added, when the pool is full, the oldest will be replaced with the new one. So, they come on from the right and go off on the left, so they just get pushed off. It's like, 5 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, so they all rolled over, and one fell out, splat on the floor, and his guts fell out. Please remember to tie a knot in your pajamas. Single beds are only made for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 in the bed, and the little one. Yeah, It's not quite the normal version everyone knows, but that one really stuck after many years in the playground. Okay. Ah, dear. So yeah, interesting fact, the character who adds a focus ability to the pool cannot be the target of that focus ability. Or at least, maybe that's a bug. But that was something interesting that came up during my testing and attempting to record sessions. Right, mutators. One of the game's core mechanics is the extraction of traits and focus abilities from enemies. After combat, you can extract traits and focus abilities from dead enemies into equipable items called mutators. Each class can hold up to 4 mutators. There are 2 types of mutators. The first type is for traits. The second type is for focus abilities, which overwrite the class focus ability. Extraction of traits is paid for with a resource called life essence, which is earned after each successful battle. The more powerful the trait, the more costly it is to extract. Some traits will cost more than what can be earned in one battle, but you can save life essence for future extractions. Life essence can be found in your resource pool and can also be used during special missions. Many classes are equipped with some kind of ranged weapon, crossbow, javelin or blowgun. Each of these weapon types has a range and trajectory. Crossbows are the most powerful, but they fire in a straight line. Javelins have good damage and a high arcing trajectory, which means they can be thrown over obstacles and high ground. Blowguns deal the least damage and have the shortest range. Their trajectory is also a straight line, basically meaning blowguns aren't very good. A ranged weapon's hit chance is based on any obstacles between the shooter and its target along the trajectory. If the projectile misses, it may hit another target or even an ally. This becomes a problem with allied characters who are not part of the warband, who do shoot into combat frequently and hit our guys. This game has a special mechanic called ranged support. If your character performs a melee attack, all nearby allies with ranged weapons, the ranged support trait, and no adjacent melee enemies will fire at the target automatically. Be warned that there is also a counter range trigger. If a character is about to fire his ranged weapon, all adjacent melee enemies will automatically attack him. Now, I've seen something similar to ranged support in a lot of tabletop wargames actually, and even in a lovely old computer game called Fantasy Wars, which I used to enjoy playing quite a bit back in the day. Fantasy Wars was a nice fun game. It did suffer from enemies cycling through the same hex to all attack you in the same turn, despite the fact that they are all supposed to be doing it simultaneously during the turn, so they shouldn't be able to do that, obviously. But they did. The mending limits how quickly and how much a character may be healed in one turn. Healing is fairly rare in this game. Mending is shown in the extended tooltip when you mouse over a character. A character may receive up to 100% of his mending in healing. Any further healing that surpasses current mending will be reduced by 66%. Each heal decreases the mending. Mending is regenerating by 40% per turn, up to a maximum of 50% of max health points. Tiles adjacent to a melee enemy are in its zone of control. Once your character enters, with an S, the zone of control, he cannot move any further. Note that this does not apply for ranged, stunned or panicked units. Turn order is based on the character's timeline value, which ranges from -100 to 100. At 100, the character starts his turn. After that turn, timeline is recalculated based on agility and speed effects. Some effects, like weight, may change the timeline value. If a character's current timeline decreases to less than -20, he will be slowed and becomes vulnerable to critical hits. If a character's current timeline decreases below -70, he will be stunned with the same effects as slowed and will also be unable to act, retaliation, range support, shielding, or anything like that. And finally we come to attacking. All normal melee attack abilities such as basic attack, lead, mansplitter and taunt may be performed only on adjacent targets and at a maximum elevation difference of 1. There are 4 types of damage in the game. Normal damage, originating from most normal abilities, attack, range, charge, mansplitter, ram or taunt. Notice there's no etc here, so that might actually be all of them. Environmental damage from the environment, spikes, traps, falls from high ground, and status effects, bleeding, poison, long reach weapons. Apparently a long reach weapon is a status effect. I suppose it would allow you to attack non-adjacent hexes. Special damage from special attacks such as bash, engaging strike, grab, pull, or spear wall. And pure damage. When performing some abilities like the Priest's Aegis or upon entering the Death Hex, pure damage cannot be mitigated or blocked. A normal attack ability, a basic attack, ranged, charge, lead, mansplitter, ram or taunt, is usually comprised of a single hit. Certain traits and abilities like Strong Versus may add an extra hit, leading to a normal attack of 2 hits. Only the last hit triggers additional effects, range support, retaliation, etc. There is one exception to this which I will bring up later on. Extra hit is a status effect and is always attached to an attack. If you execute a Strong Versus attack, gain an extra hit, and the first hit kills the target, the extra hit won't be consumed but carries on to the next attack, which might not come until the following turn. Consider the Ram ability. It is a normal attack ability and thus may trigger extra hits. If you ram an enemy and have an extra hit available, it will automatically trigger on that rammed enemy. Now basically, having effects trigger on the second attack is a nice way of saying, hey look, if I hit you and knock you back, I can't hit you again because you're too far away. But if I hit you, then I hit you the second time knocks you back, right? That's a way of saying normal attack, this is extra hits, only the last hit triggers additional effects. So the attack may have some basic attack effect like the knockback from Ram, but hey, we've looked at all that. Let's get into the game itself. So here we have Urtuk, Ekfiod, and Ifuriel. Ifuriel doesn't. I'm going to change that name. We have plenty of classes to choose from. We have Priest, Javelinier, Assassin, Guardian, Blood Knight, War Monk, Footman, Hunter, Berserker, Spearman, and we're back to Priest. Now, I'm going to go with Priest for Urtuk because he is a main character and if he dies, it's game over, apparently. So keeping him in a relatively back-rank support role is a good idea. I like the Guardian class, I like the Berserker class, I like this starting party. Apparently if we can reach the 3rd zone, we can play as the Vampires. And if we reach the final zone, we can play as the Werebeasts. If we complete the game, there's another faction we unlock. The game is currently in early access and it's going to be a while before everything's finished, but the game is currently fully playable from start to finish. It's just extra stuff they want to add to it. So we also have a choice of many options here to choose from. We have extra medicine, which is actually really useful because it stops us getting killed. We have a silver staff, silver helmet, silver sword, silver shield. Sword and shield would be for the Guardian here. Big axe would be for the Berserker. And we do have a number of nice mutator items. However, these can all be gained during play. Getting these high value silver items is difficult. I'm going to get the axe for our Berserker. And then we can choose a difficulty. Oh yes, also note, win the game on at least normal difficulty. None of these are called normal. Right, Exploration, for less experienced tactical RPG players, though still quite challenging. Adventure, for experienced tactical RPG fans and those who've already played the game, very challenging. And Epic Journey! You know this game's every mechanic and are a highly skilled tactical thinker. Hard as hell. If you win the game at this difficulty, call me up for a beer. I don't know the game inside out. Regarding highly skilled tactical thinker, I don't know. I mean, I try. I do my best. I'm going to go for adventure difficulty this time, because it's what I tried last time. Now let's begin. In a dim prison called the Sanatorium, far underground, far from the light, the maniacal alchemist performs his experiments on unwilling subjects, and for some reason the background is a zoomed in version of this picture to make it look like some idiot's been recording this on their mobile phone and uploaded it without like even turning the phone sideways or something. I don't know. Here in this grim cell begins the story of Urtuk. For many years was Urtuk bound to the alchemist's workbench. But on this day his fortunes would change. There's a banging at the door. Ferocious blows. The heavy prison door shudders in its frame. Eldrick, Urtuk's friend from the world above. I brought weapons. Here, take them, Eldrick shouts. Hurry! There are too many to kill them all. Too late! The sanatorium guards have been summoned. Look at these cretins. Hint, in battles or during deployment, hold the Alt key to show the path from your current character to the mouse cursor. Alright, to fast forward, hold right mouse button or tab key. And now, they are spasming and thrashing about crazily. And now they've slowed down to a somewhat more manageable pace. The Hollywood air hump is in full effect. Thank you for the rescue, Eldrick. But you've been badly wounded. Don't worry about me. Just let's get out of here. We need to head east. To here. When we all reach this location, we'll be safe. But we need to kill these two guards. So Eldrick has knocked a foe back into the spiky pit, causing him to meet his doom. Now, battle visor, can I return it? I've seen a lot of these, unfortunately, so I can't show them all off. So, we are going to swap places with Ekfjord, move up here behind Eldrick, and gift him with the Aegis, which is basically the Shield of Zeus with the head of Medusa upon it, to protect him from harm. This inflicts damage upon Urtuk. All of Urtuk's support and healing abilities cause him damage, which means that they are not going to be abused. However, whenever an enemy perishes anywhere on the map, he begins regenerating health again, so it's a balancing act. Now, we will move our Berserker, who shall be renamed, up to here. And our Guardian will get as close as he can, and he will exchange places. Yes. So, the Shield of Faith holds strong. Looking at the initiative order, it would be very nice for Eldrick to be healed. he will go before the monster, so yes. We will apply Lifesteal to Eldrick. This, however, puts Urtuk in a rather bad situation. Let's end his turn. And we'll move up our Berserker and not attack. That's the way to do it, Eldrick. Now get your healing. For some reason, he does not appear to have been healed. That is weird. Okay, well, in that case, we will guard him. And beware, there is another enemy. Shooting at Urtuk, of all people. Right. Urtuk, however, is healing. So let's keep him moving towards the target destination. We have a Berserker to move up. And we will stop right there. Now... Ooh. Let's... No, that could be fatal. We're just going to go to here. And hold. Hold. This means poor Eldrick probably isn't going to make it. Hurry up! I'll hold him back. We'll meet again someday, my friend. Except he always seems to die in the tutorial, even when he lives. It's so unfair. I've tried many a time to save him and it just doesn't happen. Ha! He takes it on the armor. So, even if I protect him and he survives, he still won't be coming with us. But... yeah, this is where it gets nasty. No, I'm not going to try. There was me thinking, I wonder if we will be able to meet him later. But... can we get into here? No! I should have had one of... Eldrick, no! You scum! No! Eldrick is dead! We need to ignore that lethal crossbowman and escape as quickly as possible! Too right you do. All of you. Go! And we escape. Oh, what's this? This looks interesting. As Urtuk, you were imprisoned deep below ground in the sanatorium. For many years, the corrupt alchemists with a Y, conducted hideous experiments on your body. As a result, you have suffered a deadly mutation. Now, finally, you've escaped the underground and must undertake a perilous journey in search of the cure, not the band, for your affliction. You don't know its exact location, so you need to look for clues in the villages after you take them over, which means we're going to be taking over villages. In this zone, the Badlands, you must fight your way through the scavengers, ragtag gangs of bandits and thugs lurking in ambush for unwary travellers. Also remember that the medicine needed to heal injuries is extremely rare and can only be purchased in the black market. Alright, so here we have our nice world map. Village can be captured in 8 blood per day. Village defenders, neutral swampers, party size 4. Hostile, party size 4. Well, I think we want to go here, don't we? Because that's about our only option. So what have we here? We have days elapsed on your journey. The mutation Urtuk has does evolve, and also people with injuries can sicken and so die. Yes, that was a quote. If you know that one, good on you. If you don't, it was Orsino, Count Orsino, in the first speech of Act 1, Scene 1 of Twelfth Night. Ah, that strain again, it had a dying fall. Something, so the appetite... Nah, that's for next line, yes. But the appetite may sicken and so die. Ah, that strain again, it had a dying fall. Great speech, by the way. We have Trillium, the common currency of this world. Medicine, used to heal your injured characters. Life essence. Sorry, I read that as life, and I was like, essence. Life essence, resources needed to extract mutators from fallen enemies. Blood is a special resource. Flesh is another special resource, and alcohol is a special resource. We have no idea what blood, flesh, and alcohol are used for. We have manage party, focus camera on your party, quick save, and quick load. There have been some complaints from players about the game's quick save and quick load system, in that every quick save is called autosave, and they don't overwrite each other, and there's no ability to delete quick saves. So I'm going to be playing with the one autosave when I finish playing, and hopefully maybe there'll be a better saving and loading system in the future. For now though, we also have our party management. So we have Urtuk, Egfjord, and Ilfuriel. That is not a barbarian berserker name, is it? We'll call him Rolskar. That's a berserker name. And Egfjord, that's too close to Egfjord. The Egfjord's from Beowulf, but it's a young... I can't remember because it's very close to the Queen's name as well. Depending on which translation you're reading. Anyway, right, Last Stand is a great ability, and we are going to put it on Egfjord, so that he can then impart this to other people. Previously, before Last Stand, his focus ability was a version of Shield Ally. It didn't scale with his stats so much, so his allies would be able to use it. We have an ability to create medicine. I'm not sure what that uses. Sort items, and to recycle items into Trillium. We may not be able to sell items, so this may be the only way to get rid of excess items. Alright, so we move along these paths to destinations. Green arrows will indicate the destinations we can reach. The map is randomly generated, I know that because of previous couple of attempts trying to record. Soldiers retreating. A group of soldiers has been sent to eradicate scavengers to the east of you. However, scouts are reporting they failed their task and are now retreating. Difficulty easy. Well, I hope it's easy, but easy never quite means easy in this game. Not when you're playing on the difficulty level I'm on, anyway. We run along the road in a little group huddled. I don't like the way they spread out and then slowly catch up at the end. That feels a little weird. Alright. Let's help these wounded soldiers. So now we get to deploy our characters. It's fairly easy. It's a matter of just right-clicking on the hex you want to go to, selecting people. We can select them on the hex like that, and then just move them around. We can even swap places. I'm kind of good with this though. These are muddy hexes. We want to be careful of those. These are characters we're wanting to protect. It's always worth looking where the attackers are when there are third-party characters need to be saved. And oh, look at that. 3 guardians. Oh, this could be so much fun. Let's begin. They want us dead. Help, please. I've injured my leg, but I'll try to make it to your position. Hold the enemy back while we make the retreat. We'll do our best. So, we're going to move Urtuk to here. And now I'm going to look at these and say he's got a crossbow. How far can he move? He can move to here. And then he can fire about 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't think any of these are in round this turn. So I'm not going to indulge in any protective or support abilities for now. Now we're going to move Rolskar to not here, but here. Because we want space for Egfjord to come through and protect as well. So yes, we're moving him up to here. And hopefully these three will find the ability and desire to move themselves away from the enemies, as they did say they wanted to retreat. That's not retreating! That is. Yeah, that's lots of retreating. Good. So we're going to move up to here. And because he's wounded, we'll grant him protection. And then we'll shunt back down there. We'll move our berserker up. We may regret that. And then we're going to move our guardian up and protect the berserker. Yes. You have a crossbow. You are a horrible man. We will deal with you very soon. You do not have a crossbow. You have an axe. You have a massive axe. Bloody hell. Right, you bastards, says Egfjord. Right, you are an absolute shit. Just saying. We're going to stop here, because this is all going to get very dangerous very soon. Shielding cancelled, but at least we can attack. Now, the Berserker has a ability called Berserker Duelist, which means he basically always gets 2 attacks. It's not exactly always, but look at that damage. Oh, that was more pain than I can bear. Make way! I'll quit the field! He's panicking. Unfortunately, we can't quite go finish him because there's this bugger to deal with who needs to be pinned in place. We're all gonna die! Oh, you are. And you did. That crossbow is really nasty. Oh, come on! Seriously? Okay, well, we'll hit you hard with a bloody big axe then. And then we will knock you back 2 spaces and move forwards 1. This heals Urtuk, who needs to be not killed by a crossbowman. So let's run away so it's harder for a crossbowman to shoot him. It's bad enough that one... Oh yeah, right, that really makes a big difference. Well, you've made a big mistake, friend. Rolskar's gonna axe you up. And as you see, he did counterattack with a crossbow, as if it was a close combat weapon. So what we're gonna do now is say he's gonna go before... Okay, we'll do this then. We're gonna move up here and use our lead ability, which target is attacked by all adjacent melee allies, including self. You must be in melee range to the target to use this ability. This ability is considered as normal attack. Here we go. And now, the Berserker... Oh, bugger. Was out of breath, so he didn't get to attack. But, we have Egfjord. Got him. Fortunately, we do get a full heal after combat. So, Egfjord... Achievement trait unlocked, Mass Killer. When you kill an enemy, gain plus 35 speed. Progress 1 of 10. Not learned yet. Progress is made when a character kills at least 2 enemies within 2 turns. Needs 10 times progress to learn. There are other abilities I'd rather learn for this class, but I'll take it. And we are victorious. One of the survivors. Thanks to your leadership, some of us survived. As a reward, please take this item. Good luck, friends. And in fact, another member joins our party as well. So, a steel shield, some trillium, some life essence, and some things we can't extract and one that we can. Ranged support. We don't have any ranged characters at the moment, but it would be nice to grab that anyway. Because when we gain a ranged character, we can give it directly to them. And managing our party now, Egfiod has, well, deserves this. This is now spare. So I'm going to recycle this because it's starting equipment. If any of you have played the game quite a bit and you know whether there's better ways of dealing with excess equipment than recycling, please let me know down in the comments section. I will be happy to recycle starting equipment that people come with. And this is a better staff. Characters do seem to use the equipment of their class and nothing else. And we're saving that for someone with a ranged attack. I'll do one more fight before I end the episode. Hostile, oh god, hostile beast, we ain't ready for that. Normal, 6 flesh per day, 8 blood per day. That, the flesh per day will deteriorate. Do I go for this anyway, for beasts? Oh, I don't know. Party size 5. Beasts do tend to be pretty dangerous at this point. If we move up here, we'll go to there. You know what? This place name is in red. Or is that Cirher? C-I-R-H-E-R. The red is unusual, whereas Kine is not in red. Oh, you know what? Stuff it. We'll go do it. Oh, we can't. Good, we have to go a long way around. Excellent, we'll go this way then. Not too far from here, a mercenary, Micah the Footman, was hired by some commoners to kill some of the leaders of the hostile scavengers. He failed his task and is now being pursued by the outlaws. He has some friends to help him, but they will soon be overwhelmed. He's north of you. Normal difficulty, not easy. Well, off we go. Looking the situation over, you see some mercenaries fighting scavengers. The scavengers are advancing quickly, and they seem to be the stronger party. Well, let's help Micah the Footman, I suppose. That is a lot of mud. The attackers are over here. I see no obvious ranged weapons. These traps are great. They'll be a great help to us. This mud is good. This guy's got a crossbow, that's great. These guys have got spears, got a berserker. So let's put Urtuk here, Egfiod here, Rolskar here. Oh, that won't work, will it? And if we go up here, we've got to go all the way through the spikes and mud and everything. Yeah, let's just come down here. And then, let's be reasonable and say, hey, look at this, right? That ought to work okay. You found me! Good! Please, come kill these brutes! I was hired to slay their master, but failed. I am wounded and unable to fight, and my friends are no match for the enemy. If I survive this battle, I'll offer you my services. We've already set some traps. They are only a danger to the enemy. It's safe for your party to walk over them. How very meta of you. Alright. That's a lot of enemies. Let's just go to... Oh, mud. Mud. Yeah, we don't want to go in the mud. We'll just walk to here for now. Whoa, not next to the pit. There we go. And we will stop. Let's get the old Scar up here on the slopes. Ah, that's a problem. I thought we'd go the other way around. Well, okay. In that case, we will walk through lots of mud. That will be a problem, but hopefully not for too long. And then you can leg it out to here. Now let's see what the enemies do. Fortunately, they run into lots of traps. And if we can position ourselves to take the greatest advantage of the traps, that's all for the best, really. Oh, how lovely. Let's get up here on the hillside. And we're good. Again. Why can't I? There we go. That's better. Up on the slope. Then we get you there. And you're going to shoot someone. Yeah, lovely. He's out of the trap now. We need someone to guard that northern approach. Right, let's get you to here. 594, 5'1". Oh, okay. Even so, we'll you. There's a reason to this, and it's not the best, but there we go. We'll go to here and attack him with a bloody big axe. Broke his breastplate. Awesome. He is so dead. In fact, let's go deal with that now. Yeah, there we go. And then we want you up here to start guarding that approach there. Because these barricades are nice. Ooh. So we can push people into them. I must remember that. Urtuk is healing because an enemy died. He's in a good position. We don't want to move him right now. Our allied crossbowman continues to fire. And the enemies are coming down a little wide, but understandably. Okay, that's a problem. As is this. First strike is fun, but... Oof. Hey, it's a lot of damage. Right. So if we go to here and attack right away, get some damage in there while we can. There's a barricade. Let's knock you back 2 hexes. Yeah, because that'll hurt you. Right. Old Scar is wounded, so let's put lifesteal on him. And then back up to here, just to be on the safe side. Flippin' heck, you could have shot your mate in the back. Be careful with that. Right. And we'll do some killing. And healing. So, remember when it said effects trigger on the second attack? The healing from lifesteal seems to trigger on each attack, which with Berserkers is a good combination as they frequently get 2 attacks to make. However, here is a Berserker who needs protection, otherwise he will perish. He's doing very well though. Right, so we're going to nip down to here, place an Aegis upon him. There we go. And you can get to there and just attack for now. So that was really nice to see, because that means that these guys have the same moveset as some of those enemies. Let's do some more attacking, shall we? Oi! Watch for friendly fire, will you? And we'll stop there. That's plenty of health, so we're good. Again, clearly our Guardian here was not an engaging enemy. So that's something we'll need to look into. We'll need to look into abilities that cause a foe to be engaged. Right, you know what, just have a little more lifesteal then. And we're good. You know what? Yeah. And killage! Maximum killage! Yeah, his breastplate was broken and he was also dead. I owe you my life. Here's hoping I will serve you better than those who hired me. So you have a silver big axe and Micah the Footman. Lovely. Right, we have some trillium, some life essence, and what can we get here? Lightfoot. Upgrade to swap ability, allowing you to swap with allies multiple times depending on your move distance. You can still execute an ability after. Now, Urtuk already has that, but some of these could really benefit from that. That's a really nice one to pick up early on. And Improviser. When maximum focus is achieved, apply character's focus ability to self, if applicable, once per turn. That's also really good because of that last stand ability, which is an active ability, not a passive one. With that in mind, yeah, I'm taking this. So, Ekfiod now gets the Improviser. They automatically snap to the left. I can't arrange them in pretty ways. Which means that when he reaches maximum focus, he'll automatically apply Last Stand to himself, which is lovely. And we have some level ups. Also, clicking on the names here doesn't seem to help. We need to click on the actual portraits. Right, so we have some ability points. I'm going to make sure no one ever has an ability score of 1, so I'm increasing strength a little bit there, okay? Vitality is important because lifesteal and Aegis cost a percentage of vitality. Furthermore, the feast ability is a percentage of maximum health, so boosting up his vitality is really important. Also, a bit of concentration probably wouldn't go amiss. There we go, so 1 in everything. How lovely. You get nothing yet. And you with 3 points will put 1 in vitality because we don't want you dying. 1 in concentration and 1 in strength. The rest of our characters have not gained a level yet. And silver, yeah, they're the same. Alright. With that, I think I'm going to end the episode and go and check that it's recorded properly. I hope you've enjoyed this one much more than the previous attempt, and I will look forward to seeing you all in the next one, provided everything records properly. I'll say bye-bye for now, and cheerio!